You're sick and tired of working in your crappy old job, maybe working a cubicle, maybe you're sitting in a commute in rush hour traffic and you just said, man, there's got to be something better than this. Trust me, I've been there. I sat in Atlanta rush hour traffic an hour, maybe even an hour and a half each way, and finally I just threw up my hands. I said, I can't take it anymore. So I started the Heritage Wealth Planning financial advisory firm. Now, you might not say as like I did, I'm just throwing all caution to the wind, I'm going on my own. But that's what I can do for you. That's what I do for folks. I say, let's look at what you have. Let's analyze where you are and see if you can call it a career at your crappy old job and go on to bigger and better things, the things you're put on this world to do. If you're not familiar with the parable of the talents, is Matthew 25:14. And you don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be a Bible thumper. But it's so revolutionary for everybody. To whom much is given, much is expected. You are not given to sit there in slavery in your cubicle waiting for the day 10, 15 years from now where you can finally call it a career. That's not, is it not? You might be able to do it now. I don't know. You might be like many of my engineering clients that say, look, I love the idea of retiring, but I want to see the numbers behind it, Josh. I can't just go on a wing and a prayer. Show me the truth. Remember that movie, Show Me the Money? Show me the truth. Show me the proof. Maybe you're saying the 4% rule, my current financial advisor says I can't retire because of 4% rule. From where is the income based, the expenses based on the 4% rule? Where is the validity that says you're going to spend X amount of dollars this year and X amount of dollars each and every year adjusted with inflation, each and every year until you die? Where is the proof of that? And there is none. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, through the Consumer Expenditure Survey, shows the exact opposite. That when you get older, you spend less. Now, will that be specific to you? I don't know. But certainly, it's an idea to say, maybe there is more to this than just this boilerplate, cliched financial planning that says I'm going to need X, 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 X each and every year in income until I die. And thus, I can't retire unless I have 20 million bucks in the account, like Susie Orman says. That's not what I want for you, because that's not what I wanted for me. I wanted to say, I got a good life to live. I'm 48 years old. I can't wait another day. Now, maybe you can. Maybe you should. I deal with people all the time. I say, man, just 2 more years. I'm dealing with a guy right now. 2 more years before he gets his full pension. He'd be crazy to leave that behind. But then he'll be 56 years old. He'd also be crazy to work till he's 60 because of some fear that Susie Orman or some other guy, some real estate guy says you need 10 million bucks, or what his Fidelity account says, which says you need a billion, trillion, zillion dollars to retire. I don't know what the answer is, but I do know with a different point of view from a guy who isn't selling you anything, because I have nothing to sell other than my experience and my expertise. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to take action. I can't tell you what to do. I can tell you this is what I would do, what I suggest for you, but ultimately you're going to have to figure it out on your own. I certainly don't want you jumping ship just because you saw some internet YouTube thing that says, oh, I should retire because some crazy guy on the YouTube says I can. I don't know that. But I do know we can crunch numbers. We can look at your expenses. We can look at your income. We can look at your projections on Social Security, because you might think you got to stay another 5 years to increase your Social Security. Wait a second. Have you actually looked at the numbers? Have you actually run them through? We do that here. That's exactly what we do, because no one ever does it. No one, very, very few people do it. And it's ironic too, because when you actually dive into the specifics of Social Security, you realize working an extra 5 years ain't all it's cracked up to be for income, my friends. It's just not. That's what I can help you with. And so we'll, on the next stage of this, I'll show you a case study, if you will, of people who are thinking about retiring, would love to retire, get out of the crappy old job in the cubicle, or whatever it is you do. Maybe you're a teacher, you're like, I can't take it anymore. The parents are driving me crazy. I don't know whatever it is what you want to do. But if you know the parable of the talents, to whom much is given, much is expected. My friends, you've been given a lot. A lot more than just sitting in that crappy old cubicle having some. You ever heard of the Peter Principle? You're promoted to your highest level of incompetence. And if you know corporate America like I do, I was there for many years, you know the Peter Principle specifically. So if you're sick of that, of sitting in a cubicle, having some guy or lady tell you what you've got to do to keep your job, and you're like, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about, that's the Peter Principle right there. Can we find a way for you to get out of that rat race and into something you love? I love doing this. I'm telling you, man, it is fantastic. I do not know if I'll be successful. I do not know for sure. No one knows for sure. At some point, you've got to take a leap of faith, but don't do it before you crunch some numbers, for heaven's sake. And certainly don't go the opposite way and say, I'm not going to ever take a leap of faith until I have specifics that I know I'm going to be good to go. I hate to say it, but you might know you'd be good to go and then the market crashes 40%. What happens then? You might know you're going to be good to go and then you get a heart attack and you're only 62 years old. What happens then? I'm dealing with a guy right now, and all kinds of clients that I deal with all the time. So significant other had a heart attack, died, just like that. What happens then? What happens? And yet you didn't experience any life events that would make you say, oh man, it's sad. It's sad because you're striving, you're putting your head down in the cubicle with your Peter Principle boss, and you're sitting there saying, one day I'm going to get out of here. One day I'm going to get out of here. One day I'm going to get out of here. What if that day is today? What if that day is today? Now, I don't know. Maybe it'll be 2 years from now. Maybe 5 years from now. I don't know. Let's plan for it. And that's what I can do for you. Absolutely. I'll plan for it with you. And I'm not so, look, I'm not so absurd I can say, oh, you can retire today. Just go crazy. Go to Las Vegas. No. We want to put you on firm ground so that way if you can't retire today, and when I say retire, it's not sitting around just smoking cigars all day long watching horse tracks. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking going on to something that you want to do, that you love, that you say, I get excited for in the morning. I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, think about what I'm going to do next because I love it. That's what I want for you. That's what you're put on this world to do. That's what your family, friends, and all the acquaintances that you know who care about you want to happen for you. And that's what I think I can help you with. So again, I'll go into this on a couple different case studies that will show you about soon-to-be retirees or people who are thinking about retiring. Can they do it? And if they can, what's stopping them other than fear? The fear-mongering of the business world in this financial advisory drives me crazy. The 4% rule, it's insane. It boggles my mind. The Susie Ormans, the Fidelity does a study. You're going to need $280,000 to retire for health care, and that's not including long-term care. There's so much holes you can shoot. You can drive a semi through these, but somehow they got a vernacular and everyone says, I can't retire because I'll run out of money, I'll be eating cat food, and then my kids will have to change my diapers. What if all that's fake? What if all that's nonsense? What if you can retire? Is it not worth it to see? All right, so let me go on. We'll bring it upstairs. I'll show you my computer, and we'll show you some case studies, and I'll let you decide what you want to do. All right, thanks, guys. Bye-bye.